Another day, another stream. Hello, everybody. This is Robert from RGL 518. Welcoming you to another edition of Payoff Pitch Baseball. Tonight, we're doing the final game of our preseason matchups, and today, I've decided to do the San Diego Padres and the Seattle Mariners. Now, the first game of this series of this preseason, I did one from the East versus East with the Mets and Yankees. The day before was the Cubs, the White Sox and Cubs. Today we go to the West. Now, these two teams, the Padres and the Mariners, are going to be pretty much meaningless in the replay. They're already D's and F's. They're pretty much already out of it by this time as I restart the season tomorrow with the Astros Braves. But the reason why I chose these two teams is not because of the teams themselves, but because who is on them. It's because I put them who is on the teams. That's the reason why. So, and you're about to see what we're doing here in this game here. We are live from the Kingdom. And the Padres are the visiting team. The Mariners are on. The Mariners are home, and I'm hoping that we'll actually have a pretty good, pretty good matchup here today. I'm pretty sure we do. It'll be Scott Sanders for the Padres going against Roger Salkeld for the Mariners. As I said, the reason why I wanted to do is feature a couple of guys, feature a few players that you might not see much. Now, I've already decided how I'm going to schedule my restart games, my feature games per day, and we're mostly going to be staying with the teams that are mostly in it. But you will see some other teams once in a while. The reason why I'm featuring the Padres is because of Tony Gwynn. In 1994, Tony Gwynn, when the year ended, he was batting .394. He was having one of the best seasons any hitter could ever have. So I wanted to feature Tony Gwynn in this game because I felt that, he needs to have a little show here because I'm not sure if I'm going to show any Padres games in the 50 games I have in the regular season and extras. For the Mariners, well, that would have to be Ken Griffey Jr. That would be Ken Griffey Jr. Jr. was amazing in 1994 as well. Was an up and coming. Was a 25-year-old. He was just about to hit his stride at 25. And Tony Gwynn was at 34 years old. He was already belting .394. So as I said, this is just a nice little preseason game. As I continue to get more used to the system and such before we start the restart. So enough jabbering. Let's get to the game. Starting lineups for the 1994 San Diego Padres, it'll be Craig Shipley leading off. Tim Hires will bat second. Gwynn will bat third. Phil Plantier will bat fourth. Ricky Gutierrez will bat fifth. Derek Bell will bat sixth. Brian Johnson seventh. Luis Lopez will bat eighth. And Archie Cianfrocco batting ninth. Ricky Gutierrez is the designated hitter. Defensively for the Seattle Mariners, we've got Mike Blowers at first. Luis Sojo at second base. We have Edgar Martinez. He is at third. The shortstop is Felix Fermin. Speaking of Hall of Famers, Edgar Martinez, of course. Left field, we have Rich Amaral. Center field, of course, is Griffey. The right fielder is Jay Buhner, another, in my opinion, a little underrated player in history. The catcher behind the plate is Hasselman. And on the mound for the Seattle Mariners is Roger Salkeld. 2 wins, 5 losses, a 7.17 ERA. Not one of their better pitchers. But he did start 13 games. So I'm putting him out there. As I said, it's preseason. So let's see what we get in a game like this, shall we? So top of the first inning, the Padres will come to bat. And leading off for San Diego will be Craig Shipley. Both pitchers are right-handers. He batted .301 with 4 home runs in 1994 against righties. So here we go. Salkeld on the mound, and let's see what we get. And the first pitch is an 8. That is a tough. And an 0-6, and Shipley is going to wind up swinging a miss at strike 3. And that's a quick strikeout for Salkeld. Nice play there. Nice pitch. Got him with the breaking ball. Next batter will be Tim Hires. He batted .275, no home runs against right-handers in 1994. So Salkeld sets and deals and see what he gets here. And this is a 7. That's a patient. That's a 12. Hire is going to go ahead and draw a 1-out walk. So a base on balls for Hires. He goes to first. And that will bring up that guy. Tony Gwynn. He batted. He was batting .404 with 10 home runs against right-handers in 1994. 404. Are you kidding me right now? Tony Gwynn, would he have reached 400 at the end of the year? I don't know. It would have been really close. He would have been really close. And I don't care what anybody. I know I got a lot of Padre fans. There a lot of Padre fans out there. This is the greatest Padre in the history of the franchise. I don't care what anybody else says. Greatest Padre, Tony Gwynn. Enough said. Hires on at first base. There's one out, and he's not stealing, even though he's got a good rating. So here's the pitch to Gwynn. You let Gwynn hit. That's a 6. That's a tough. That's a 78. 78, and that's a fly ball to straightaway center field. Junior is going to get under that one. He will make the catch for the second out. And that will bring up Phil Plantier. Plantier batted .245. 12 home runs against right-handers in 94. Roger Salkeld sets there. Hires has got a steal rating of 4. We only had 3 stolen bases. I might try auto steal and auto sacrifice for this game. Just to check it out. Maybe see if I want to go with some of it. So here's the pitch to Plantier. And that's a 10. That's in play. That is a 13. I'm going to call a 13. And Plantier is going to belt one into the outfield. That's going to be a double. It's a deep drive to center field. And one hops the wall. Hires rounding thirds. Got a run rating of 7. And with 2 outs, he will score. So Phil Plantier does go ahead and smack a double for the Padres. And they jump out to a quick 1-0 lead on a big double by Plantier. He had a run rating of 7, and that's good enough to get him around with 2 outs. As fans here at the Kingdom, we're still filing in, and when they file in, they see Padres' Phil Plantier go ahead and belt one into center field for a double. And just like that, it's 1-0 Padres. That brings up the designated hitter for San Diego, Ricky Gutierrez, batted .231 with no home runs against right-handers in 94. 2 outs, Plantier on second. And here's the pitch. And that is a 7. That's a patient 55. And Gutierrez is going to belt one himself too. That's going to go into straightaway center field. That will get to the wall. I don't have to pick a card. Plantier will score from second. That is a second double for the Padres. Gutierrez will go to second and hold. And with 2 outs, 2 straight doubles by the Padres will score 2 runs. And it is now 2-0 San Diego. To tell you how these teams were, the San Diego Padres were 47-70 when play was suspended in 1994. Seattle was 49-63. So both these teams, I said, were not very good. All right, but it kind of I wanted to get a couple of games in with them, and we might see them in a few games down the line. So Gutierrez is on at second base after his double, still 2 outs. And that will bring up Derek Bell. Bell batted .315 with 10 home runs against right-handers in 94. Derek Bell would find himself on the 2000 Mets when they go to the World Series against the Yankees. Here's the pitch to Bell from Salkeld. That's a 10. That's in play, 69, and that is a ground ball to second base. And it is going to be Sojo who'll get it. He'll throw to first to finally end the inning. But the Padres pick up a couple of runs, 2 runs on 2 hits and a walk. We go to the bottom half of inning number 1. It's Padres 2, Mariners coming up to bat. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the 94 Mariners. Rich Amaral will bat first. Luis Sojo second. Ken Griffey will bat third. Jay Buhner fourth. Edgar Martinez will bat fifth. Mike Blowers will bat sixth. Keith Mitchell, ex-Met, batting 7th. Felix Fermin batting 8th. And Bill Hasselman is batting 9th. Kevin Mitchell is the designated hitter for the Mariners. Defensively for the Padres, we have Hires at first base. Luis Lopez is at second. Shipley is at short. Cianfrocco is at third. In left field is Plantier. Center fielder is Bell. The right fielder is Gwynn. Behind the plate is Brian Johnson. And on the mound for the San Diego Padres will be Scott Sanders. Sanders, 4 wins, 8 losses, a 4.78 ERA. He started 20 games for San Diego in '94. So I'm hoping we got some good stuff here. But I have a feeling with these two pitchers, we might be due for a high-scoring game, with the Padres already up 2-0 going in the bottom of the first inning. Leading off for Seattle will be Rich Amaral, batted .236, no home runs against right-handers in 1994. And we'll see what Sanders gives him. Pitch for Sanders is a 7. That's a patient. That's a 41. And Amaral, he's going to belt a double. That one's hit down the line to left field. That will roll into the corner. Amaral is going to get to second easily. So right now, doubles is on the menu right now. As Amaral gets a leadoff 2-bagger, he'll go to second base, start there. And the batter will be Luis Sojo, batted .262 with 4 home runs against right-handers. So Seattle starts with a man on at second base. And we'll see what Sojo brings up here. Here's the pitch. It's a 3. It's a defense. It's a 35. And let's see where it went. It could be an error check. And that ball is hit to third. That's hit to Cianfrocco. Cianfrocco's, it's an error check. His error rating is a 1. And that one is definitely going to go. That's going to be an error definitely on Cianfrocco. As an error rating is a 1 to 72. It's a 35. And he boots it. And that is a 1-base error. So Sojo is going to be on at first, and Amaral will make it to third and hold. Oh boy! So an E5 gets Sojo to first and moves Amaral to third. I could see why now already these two teams were not that good. At least at that part of the season. So there's an error on the Padres, and I'm going to go ahead and mark an error on their scorecard. And with runners at first and third and nobody out, here comes Junior. Ken Griffey, batted .339 with 24 home runs against right-handers in 1994. He was 25 years old at this time. Ken Griffey Jr., maybe probably the greatest swing in baseball history. Well-liked, well-loved, belted over 600. And the thing about Ken Griffey Jr., I don't care what anybody says, if he doesn't get hurt, Ken Griffey hits 800 home runs. I really don't. I understand Barry Bonds holds the record. If Ken Griffey Jr. stays healthy his entire career, we have an 800 home run hitter. He was that good. And my thing is how come he didn't get 100% of the vote when the vote came in? What was it, because of the over 600 home runs? Was it because of the lifetime batting average over 300? I don't understand it. Ken Griffey Jr. would have belted 800. I'm almost ready to stake. I'm almost ready to guarantee that. But runners at first and third here, nobody out at the Kingdome. Fans here in Seattle looking to see if Ken Griffey can do something here. And Sanders already in trouble. Infield back. Not going to try anything. This is a 4. That's ballpark. 97. That's going to be in play, though. A 76, and that one's going to be a fly ball to center field. And that's going to be caught by Bell. And Griffey is out. Amaral has a run rating of 7. Let's see what kind of a fly ball that was. That was a short fly. Amaral with a run rating of 7. So in order for him to make a chance to get it, if the outfielder has an arm of 5, let's see what it has here. If game is tied when the runner on third may attempt to score an additional -2 adjustment to his run rating. So it's a 7. It would be a 5. The ball was caught by Bell. His arm rating is a 6. So he would have to roll a 5 and under to get to home. And it's 1 out, and I don't think you take the chance. Amaral is going to hold. So that is the first out. I'm going to fly out to center. He will hold it first, and the batter will be Jay Buhner. Buhner, another pretty good player, batted .254, 13 home runs against right-handers in 1994. Runners are still at first and third, but now 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Scott Sanders, let's see what he sends. Sanders throws an 11. It's a tough, and it's a rare play. Here we go. It's a 0-0, so let's see what rare play we come out with. And I'll throw it here, and it's going to be an 11. So it's a And it is not. It's a regular rare play, so we go straight to the rare play chart and let's see what it is. With runners on base, it's an 11, and re-roll 2d6. If total is equal to or higher than the pitcher's hold rating, balk is called. Runners advance one base. Otherwise, runner on first picked off. All right, let's find out. Re-roll 2d6. I'm just going to throw a card. That's a 9. If total is equal to or higher than the pitcher's hold rating, Sanders' hold rating is a 10. It is not. And so what happens is Sanders throws to first and picks off Luis Sojo. 2 outs. Wow. Scott Sanders' hold rating is a 10. It was a 9 to the card. And Sanders picks off Sojo. 2 outs. Amaral has to hold. What a play by Scott Sanders as he got Sojo napping. And we'll try this again, but now 2 outs. Sojo eliminated. 2 outs now, and the infield is still going to play back, but of course it's 2 outs now. Amaral still at third. Here's the pitch to Buhner. This is a 7. That's a Patience, a 98, and that's just going to be a lazy fly ball to left. Phil Plantier is going to get under it. He will make the catch, and the Padres get out of the inning. Whoa, boy. Could not score the run from third. Couldn't score the run from third, and a huge pickoff on first base. And Seattle strands a base runner. So no runs on 1 hit. It's 2-0 Padres. Let's go to the second inning. Out comes Salkeld to pitch for the Mariners, and leading off for San Diego will be Brian Johnson, batted .227. With 2 homers for the Padres against right-handers in 94. Here's the pitch to Johnson. That's in the wheelhouse. That's a 27, and Johnson's just going to miss it, but he does belt this one into right center field. That's going to hit the gap. Johnson going for 2. He will make it another double, given up by Salkeld, and a runner on second for the Padres. He just misses it with a 27, as Johnson, a 1-25 would have done it. But he gets the leadoff double, and that's still pretty good for San Diego. The batter will be Luis Lopez. Lopez batted .263 with 2 home runs in 94 against the right-handers, and he is a switch hitter. Salkeld already had trouble in the first inning. Now he's having trouble in the second. Here's the pitch to Lopez. That's an 8. That's a 48. And Lopez gets caught looking at strike 3. 1 down. Nice pitch thrown by Salkeld. That was a nice slider. And caught him looking there. 1 man down. And the batter will be Archie Cianfrocco. Another baseball name, Cianfrocco. Gotta love it. .232 average, 4 homers against right-handers in 94. Salkeld gets the sign, and here's the pitch. And that's a 6. That's a 24. And Cianfrocco, he gets caught looking at strike 3. 2 down. Didn't get the bat off of his shoulder. I think he was expecting fastball. Instead, he got hit. He got hit with a split fit with a with a slider there, and there's 2 outs. Top of the batting order for the Padres will be Craig Shipley. He struck out his last time up. So Brian Johnson's still on at second, but now 2 outs. As we'll see what Salkeld pitches here. Here's the pitch. And this is a 6. That's a tough, an 11. And Shipley swings and a miss. That's a strikeout. And the inning is over. So after giving up the leadoff double, Roger Salkeld strikes out the side. So no runs with a hit. And we will go to the bottom half of inning number 2. And for the Mariners, it brings up this guy, Edgar Martinez. Another another Hall of Famer. Edgar Martinez batted .270, 9 home runs against right-handers in 94. He's playing third base today, actually, for Seattle, although he was more of a DH, of course, later on. But Edgar Martinez, an excellent fine hitter. Excellent fine hitter. The thing about the Seattle Mariners, who gets to be known as the best Mariner? Do you give it to Ken Griffey Jr.? Do you give it to Randy Johnson? Do you give it to Edgar Martinez? Even though Randy Johnson is in the Hall of Fame and is wearing a Diamondbacks cap, okay, I guess it have to be Ken Griffey because Griffey is actually wearing a Mariners cap in there. Here's the pitch to Martinez from Sanders. This is an 11. That's an 0-9. And Martinez, he's going to swing and a miss, struck him out. A nice strikeout by Sanders. Got him on the curveball. And that will bring up Mike Blowers, batted .288 with 4 home runs against right-handers in 94. Blowers gets in the batter's box. Sanders gets the sign. And here's the pitch. And that's a 10. That's a patient. That's a 27. Blowers is going to draw the base on balls. He'll go to first. A walk for Blowers. And that will bring up Keith Mitchell. Did I say Kevin Mitchell earlier? My bad. Keith Mitchell. Keith Mitchell batted .262 with 3 home runs. Designated hitter for the Mariners today. So Mitchell will go up against Scott Sanders. Blowers is on at first. The steal rating of 3. He's not going to go. Or jump 3 of 3. D stealer. He's not going to go. So here's the pitch from Mitchell to Mitchell. This is a 9. That's a tough. It's a 78. And that one's a ground ball to shortstop. Mitchell's double play rating is a 6. Sanders is a 6. It's a 9. The only play is to second. Blower is out. Mitchell gets to first base, and there are 2 outs on the fielder's choice. Two men down now, and that will bring up Felix Fermin. Fermin batted .285, 1 homer against right-handers in 94. Scott Sanders looking in. A pretty good crowd here at the Kingdome. I mean, it's still a preseason game before we restart the season tomorrow here in the Kingdome. Good crowd, maybe about 25,000 for this game between the Padres and the Mariners. Here's the pitch, and that's in the wheelhouse, and that one, oh boy, Felix Fermin does not have much power, and it's not going to show there, but he will come up with a double. That one is a deep drive off the left field wall. Runners advance 2 bases, but it doesn't matter. Keith Mitchell with a run rating of 7 with 2 outs. He will score from first on the double, and the Mariners are on the board. Felix Fermin with a double, and Mariner fans are kind of happy about that now, as it scores Mitchell, and it is now 2-1. Fermin will hold it second, as Salkeld put that right in the wheelhouse, but Felix Fermin home run rating against right-handers is a 1-3, but he does get the double. He did hit 14 of them against right-handers that year. But 2 outs now, and now the run in, and the batter will be Bill Haselman. Haselman is the catcher, batted .208, 1 homer against right-handers in 1994. He gets to start tonight at catcher. 2 outs, runner on second, 2-1. The pitch for Sanders, and that's a 9. That's a tough. That's an 85, and that one's a ground ball to the shortstop. It's going to be an easy play for Shipley. He will throw to first and retire the side. But the Padres do get themselves a run on a Felix Fermin double. On a grounder to short. So 1 run on 1 hit. And we'll go to the top of the third with the Padres leading the Mariners 2-1. Roger Salkeld comes back out for Seattle. And leading off for San Diego will be Tim Hires. Hires got on by a walk his last time up. And we'll see what Salkeld has for him. Here's the pitch. And we got here. It's an 8. It's a tough. That's a 13. And that is a steer strikeout on Tim Hires. One down on Hires as he goes. And now they'll bring up Gwynn. Gwynn flew out his last time up in the straightaway center field. Tony Gwynn. Best Padre in history. I don't care what anybody else says. Gwynn gets in the batter's box, lefty against righty. Here's a pitch from Salkeld. That's a 7. That's going to be a patient of 46. And Tony Gwynn, yes, he's going to go ahead and belt the base hit. He hits that one into center field. Gwynn will hold it first. He's not going to get a chance to steal on this one. He does not make the steal rating, but it is a base hit for Gwynn. Of course, you knew sooner or later, Gwynn's probably going to get a base hit. He does there. That will bring up Phil Plantier. He doubled his last time up and scored a run. So Gwynn on it first. And here's the pitch from Salkeld. And this is a 9. This is a tough. It's a 27. And Plantier, he doesn't take the bat off his shoulder. He just watches the ball go into the mitt. And that is a steer strikeout. Plantier, I think he was expecting a curveball. He got the changeup, and the changeup was just pitched beautifully by Salkeld. And although Salkeld has given up 2 runs, that is his 5th strikeout so far. Gwynn still at first base. And now here's Ricky Gutierrez. Gutierrez belted a double his last time up as an RBI. He's 1 for 1. The pitch from Salkeld, that's a 3. That's defense 0-4. I think that's going to be I think it doesn't matter. Let's see. It's an error chance. And that ball is hit to left field. It's going to be hit to Amaral. His defensive rating is a D. And that's definitely going to be a base hit. That's going to be a hit. And that's going to be a single +1. So Gwynn is going to wind up at third base. And Gutierrez will hold it first as Rich Amaral could not get there. And runners at first and third with 2 outs. Second hit of the game for Gutierrez. Gwynn holds it third on the single. And now the batter is Derek Bell. Bell grounded out his last time out. And now coming over to talk to Salkeld right now is Blowers, talking to him for 1 second. And now he'll get back to first base. The Kingdome, a bit of a hitter's park from lefties, neutral varieties. So I'm going to say it's kind of a bit of a hitter's park. A bit of a hitter's park, the Kingdome. You can hit home runs here. Derek Bell at the plate, runners at first and third. 2 outs. We're in the top of the third. Here's the pitch. Salkeld, 5. That's a patient. That's an 11, and that is a walk. Bell will go to first, and the bases are loaded for Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson hit a double his last time up. No place to put him. So now Salkeld definitely has to make a good one here. Fans here at the Kingdome want to see Salkeld get out of this. Here's the pitch on the way. And that is an 8. That is a tough. It's a 74. He will get out of it. It's a fly ball to center field. And Junior is going to get under this one. He will make the catch. And Roger Salkeld gets out of the jam. So leaving the bases loaded, will that bite the Padres back in the butt later on? As Junior makes the play. So no runs on 2 hits and a walk. Bottom half of inning number 3, it's still Padres 2, Mariners 1. Top of the batting order for Seattle and Rich Amaral. He doubled his last time up as the leadoff batter. Live here at the Kingdome. 2-1 Padres. Preseason game. My restart will start tomorrow as the Astros will take on the Braves. Here's the pitch to Amaral. This is a 6 from Sanders. It's a 63, and that one is grounded to second base. And it's going to be Lopez who'll get it. He throws to first. 1 out. And that will be Luis Sojo coming up. Sojo reached on an error his last time up and got stranded on a fielder's choice. Scott Sanders looking in for the Padres. And here's the pitch to Sojo. That's a 9. That is a tough. That's a 48, but Sojo's going to belt this one. It's going to be a base hit. He hits that one into right center field. Gwynn's going to make the play. He'll toss it in, and the Mariners get a 1-out single. Second time Sojo's been on base today. And that will bring up Junior. Ken Griffey Jr. Like I said, I'm a Mets fan, and Dwight Gooden was my favorite player on the Mets of all time. Darryl Strawberry I love tremendously, but Darryl Strawberry, he also had a beautiful swing, but I think Ken Griffey beats it out just by a little bit. I think Ken Griffey's swing was just an absolutely, golfers don't have a swing that beautiful. Ken Griffey had the most beautiful swing in baseball history. 1 out, Sojo on it first, was not a threat to steal. And here's the pitch to Griffey. This one is a 6 off of Sanders. That's a tough. It's a 37. And Griffey's going to strike out. Oh, wow. He was caught looking at strike 3. I think he was expecting curveball, and he got the slider. And Griffey is going to be 0 for 2. 2 outs now. And that will bring up Jay Buhner. Buhner batted .254 in 94 for the Mariners. Sojo still on it first. Here's the pitch from Sanders. It's an 8. That's a tough. It's a 98. And that one lifts this one to left field. And Plantier will get under this one. He will put it away and retire the side. So no runs for the Mariners on 1 hit. And 3 are in the books. At the end of 3, it is Padres 2, Mariners 1. We're going to go to the top of the 4th inning, but it is time for my commercial break. So I will be right back. Give me a moment. We go to the top of the 4th inning here. So I'll welcome you back here to the Kingdome. Padres leading the Mariners 2-1. This is preseason game 3 of my 1994 restart. The regular season will restart tomorrow with reopening day with the Astros and the Braves from Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Leading off for the Padres will be Luis Lopez, and he struck out his last time up. Roger Salkeld gets back on the mound, and we'll see what he can do here. Here's the pitch. This is a 6. It's a tough, and actually that is a leaner, and he fouls it away. Strike one. Try it again. That's a 9. That's also a tough. That's a 26, and that is a strikeout on Luis Lopez. Swing and a miss. He went high, and the ball went low. That's the second time he struck out. And that will bring up Cianfrocco. Frocco also struck out his first time up. Steeler fan! Welcome, 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 welcome. Glad you can join me for a little afternoon baseball. Just a preseason game between the Padres and the Mariners. Cianfrocco at the plate. Here's the pitch from Sanders. Actually, this was from Salkeld. This is an in play. It's a 18, and Cianfrocco, he's going to belt this one. It's going to be a base hit. He hits this one into right center field. Coming over to get it is going to be Gwynn. He'll throw it in. And Cianfrocco has a base hit. That's his first hit of the game. So a nice one by Cianfrocco. His steal rating's a 3. He's not going. And that will bring up Craig Shipley for San Diego. For those of you who are just joining us, the reason why I chose the Mariners, the Padres, I just wanted to showcase Tony Gwynn and Ken Griffey Jr. because I don't know in my replay we're going to get to see these guys, the Padres and Mariners, often, since they were both pretty much in last place in '94. Because most of the games I'll be playing in the restart will be teams that will be actually fighting for playoff spots as in mid-August and September. Here's the pitch to Shipley, and that is an 8. That's a tough. That's a 60. And that one is flown out to right field. Getting under that one is going to be Buhner, and he will make the catch. 2 outs. What did I say? Gwynn the last time? I keep on forgetting who's in the field sometimes. 2 down now, and the batter will be Tim Hires. Cianfrocco on it first. Hires walked and struck out his last time up. But now 2 down. The pitch from Salkeld. And that is a 7. That's going to be a patient 22, and Hires is going to draw the base on balls. He will take a walk to first and move Cianfrocco to second. Salkeld's had an interesting day. He's got given up 2 runs, but he's gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts, but he has walked 2. So Salkeld's actually having a pretty decent day. But now it brings up this guy, Tony Gwynn. Like I said, I just want to get, usually always have a couple of preseason games before you start the regular season. That's all. I'm wondering why I've done a couple already. The Yankees Mets a couple of days ago, and the White Sox and Cubs yesterday. Check them out. They're actually pretty good games. 2 outs. Cianfrocco at second. Hires at first. Gwynn the batter. The pitch from Salkeld. Gwynn is 1 for 2. Salkeld, that's a tough. That's a 93, and that one is a fly ball to right. And it will be Buhner getting under that one, and he will make the catch. And the inning is over. No runs for San Diego and 1 hit. Bottom half of the 4th inning coming up. It is still Padres 2, Mariners 1. And remember also in 1994, they did not have interleague play yet. That didn't start until 97. So these 2 teams would not have met at all, at least until then. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Scott Sanders takes the mound for San Diego, and Edgar Martinez will bat for Seattle. Martinez is 0 for 1. He struck out his last time up. So for those of you who are here, just take a sip back, take a nice sip of your glass from your beer or a nice drink and enjoy. And if you're not old enough to drink a beer, have a glass of soda. Here's the pitch to Martinez. And that is a 3, and that's defense, 86. I don't think that's going to matter. No, I just got to see where it went. And that ball is hit to center field. Getting under that one is going to be Bell with an 86. He easily makes the play in the Kingdome. 1 out, fly out center field. And that will bring up Mike Blowers. And real quick, I did not really shuffle these. I'll do a quick 1, 2, 3 shuffle. Blowers, let's see, he walked his last time up. So 1 out here in the Kingdome. The pitch from Sanders. That's a 6. That's a tough. It's a 16. And Blowers, he will swing and a miss. Strike out. 2 down. Two outs there. And we'll bring up the DH, Keith Mitchell. Mitchell got on a fielder's choice last time, but he came around to score. Scott Sanders looks in. He looks in at Johnson, and the pitch coming on the way. And that is a 7. That's a patient. It's a 43, and Mitchell is going to draw the 2-out ball 4. So Mitchell is on base for the second time today. And that will bring in Felix Fermin. Fermin got a bases scoring double. He doubled it. He doubled in the second inning and scored Mitchell from first. So Felix Fermin is capable. And my regular season will start tomorrow. That will be streamed. All weekend games will be streamed. At least I'll try to do it that way. If not, I'll record. But the first 3 games for this weekend will be Astros Braves tomorrow. I have the Blue Jays and the Yankees for Saturday, and the Rangers and the Royals on Sunday. Here's the pitch to Fermin. And this is a 10 from Sanders. That's a patient. It's a 55, and that one's a ground ball to third. It'll be easily taken by Cianfrocco, who throws to second for the force, and the inning is over. So no runs and no hits, just a walk. 4 innings in the book still. Padres 2, Mariners 1. And those of you, like I said, are checking. Yep, the Astro. I'll probably do the regular season game probably at night. I'll try to do my best to do the games at night. This was just afternoon. It's preseason, and I just wanted to get more used to the payoff pitch system. But yeah, so there are gonna be a number of Astros games. As I said, for those of you who don't know, I will be choosing games mostly. I'm going to try not to repeat teams throughout a baseball week, which is Monday through Saturday. Okay. So that means that you will see a different baseball team for 7 straight days. After that, I'll go back to dating. But I will usually staying with the teams that are in the running for the playoffs. I'm not going to go to teams that are pretty much out of it unless, of course, they're playing a team from there. So you'll mostly be seeing Yankees, Orioles, White Sox, Indians, Royals, Rangers, Expos, Braves, Reds, Astros, the occasional Dodgers. But yes, you might see the Pirates, Phillies, Cardinals, Mets, Marlins, Cubs, and Angels and Brewers. You still might see them because I might just go ahead and I might just schedule them. So this is not a one-team replay. This is a league replay. And, of course, you will be seeing me roll the dice, okay, to see how the rest of the season goes. We're not using an AI. We are not using an AI. We are using this. I'm using the payoff pitch quick results chart for 1994. I will not use an AI. I want the dice to decide the league. Screw AIs. To me, sometimes they're biased, they're gamey, and sometimes they just don't get it. We'll let the dice decide what happens. Meanwhile, enough jabbering. I guess I should get back to the game. Top of the 5th inning here in this game between the Padres and the Mariners here at the Kingdome. Nice little preseason game. Regular season starts tomorrow. Roger Salkeld back on the mound for Seattle, and leading off for San Diego will be Phil Plantier. Plantier doubled and struck out. He's 1 for 2. Reason why I chose the 94 season. The 94 season, for some reason, doesn't get much love. When everyone talks about the strike year, they always seem to go for the 81 season. I understand the 81 season, one of the most loved seasons ever, and it's true. It is one of the most loved seasons ever. Of course, my favorite is 86 because I'm a Mets fan. And I still say it was an awesome season. If you weren't a Mets fan, it was a great season. But the 94 season doesn't get much love. So I thought maybe, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't. Hey, that's what the chat is for. That's what the chat is for. You have questions, I'll answer them. So, but 94 season doesn't get much love. I'm going to give it some love thanks to Joe Bryant's payoff pitch game. Here's the pitch to Plantier. Let's see what we got here. It's a 9 off of Salkeld. That's a tough 77. Oh, he kind of missed that one. He hits that off the end of the bat. That's a fly ball to center field. Griffey's going to get over that one. He'll make the play for 1 out. No one slows me down here. If I talk, I talk. Here's Ricky Gutierrez. Gutierrez is 2 for 2, doubled and singled. So he's had a good day so far off of Salkeld. Here's the pitch. Let's see what we get here. It's a 6. That's a tough. That's a 30. This time, Gutierrez swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 outs. That actually does fall within Salkeld's wild pitch rating, but that only works if there's runners on base. He got him. 2 down. Tribe fan! How you doing there, Tribe? Glad you can join me for a little preseason baseball. Here's Derek Bell, 2 outs now here in the top of the 5th inning. And we'll see what Salkeld, see what he does here. As I said, the only reason why I'm showcasing these two, I just wanted to showcase Tony Gwynn and Ken Griffey. I just really didn't think there would be, I just really didn't think these two teams would get much play in my upcoming season. If I was doing a full recent, I understand your Tribe. If I was doing a full season replay, every team would at least get shown in the first couple of months. If I was doing a full season non-biased replay. Let's see what happens to Bell. Here's the pitch from Salkeld. That's a 4. That's a patient. That is a 57. And Bell grounds this one, chops it actually to third. It's going to be picked up by Martinez. Pumps once, throws to first, gets him out. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Salkeld. So since giving up the 2 runs in the first inning, Salkeld has actually been strong. Not bad for a pitcher with a 7.17 ERA. Nothing across. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It's still Padres 2, Mariners 1. Although, Tri-Fan, I'll tell you, I know you're slaving over a hot keyboard at work. Right now, I envy you. Coronavirus has kept me out for about 4 months. But I wish I was in your place, actually, believe it or not. Bottom half of inning number 5, and whatever you're doing, stay safe and healthy, my friend. Bottom of the inning, here comes Scott Sanders for San Diego, leading off for the Mariners. Will be Bill Haselman. Haselman is 0 for 1. He grounded out. Here's the pitch to Sanders, or Sanders pitching, I should say. This is a 3. It's defense 0-6. That's going to be a hit no matter where it goes. That ball is hit right back, and it's actually going to be an error. That ball is hit right back to Sanders, and his error rating is a 5. He's actually a very good player, but he doesn't make many mistakes. But in this case, he did. It's an 0-6. That's an error. Definite error. It's a 1-base error, and Haselman will go to first on a 1-base error. And that is the second error on San Diego in this game. So that is an E1. And I'll put the error up there for the Mariners, or for San Diego. And Bill Haselman on it first. With a 3, he's got a steal rating of 4. It's a 3. We're going to try the auto steal function. So Haselman is going to try to steal second base. So let's see what we got here. He is a B, and San Diego's Johnson has an arm of a 3. So this is going to be a B3, which makes it a very good. So there goes Haselman on the auto steal. I'm going to try auto steal today. Haselman on his way. Very good. The throw, not in time. Haselman is safe at second with the stolen base. Hazelman only had one stolen base all year in 1994, and, well, that's it right now in preseason, but he's got it. And he's at second with a stolen base, so a runner in scoring position for Seattle. There's the top of the batting order now for the Mariners and Rich Amaral. Amaral doubled and grounded out. Here's the pitch from Sanders. And this is another 3. It's a defense. It's another one hit back. Let's see what this is. This is a range play. Hit the second base to hit to Lopez. Lopez's range is a C. He will not get this one. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to be a single one. It's going to be a single that was hit to second base. So that's going to be a single. Hazelman goes to a single and a one base single. Hazelman goes to third. He will hold, and Amaral holds it first. A base hit for Rich Amaral. As Luis Lopez could not get there with a C rating, kind of just away from it. And now runners at the corners with nobody out here in the 5th inning, a good chance for the Mariners. And we'll see Luis Sojo. Sojo got on by error and a single. He's 1 for 1. Infield is playing back, still in the 5th inning. They'll concede the run. Here's the pitch to Sojo. That's a 6. That's a tough. It's a 16, and he goes down, swing and a miss. He strikes out. Big strikeout for Sanders. 1 down. Big strikeout. Fans here in Seattle are here at the Kingdom just let out a little bit of an ugh. But now you got that guy coming up. Ken Griffey, as I said, I was asked who would be the best Mariner. Griffey, Randy Johnson, even though Johnson's wearing a Diamondbacks cap in the hall. As I said, and even though Ken Griffey went to Cincinnati later, it's pretty tough. I think it's got to be Griffey Jr. I just think it's got to be Griffey Jr. You do what you got to do, Steeler fans. I'm just happy people are working and staying healthy and doing the best they can. I'm just playing a little baseball. Let's see. 1 out now. Runners at the corners. Oh, then there's Ichiro, too. And then there's Ichiro. And there's that, too. And he was a Mariner most of his career. It's tough. I have to look at the WAR. Scott Sanders checks and deals, and now the pitch. They're still paying the infield back, looking for the double play. It's an 8. It's a tough. It's a 13. And Griffey goes down on strikes. Whoa. 2 big strikeouts for Sanders. And Griffey, by the way, is 0 for 3 in this game. 2 outs now. Scott Sanders. Yeah, I can get you, Steeler fan. Griffey is a favorite of a lot of people. As I said it before, I think the best swing in baseball history. And of course, a Mets fan, I love Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry had a gorgeous swing, too. It truly was, but I think Griffey's beats it just by a little bit. Maybe because Griffey was a better player. Maybe because Griffey was clean. Maybe because Griffey was just well-loved. Ken Griffey had the best swing in baseball. Hazelman on at third. Amaral at first. Buhner at the plate. 2 outs. 2 big strikeouts by Sanders. Can he get another out? We got a 5. It's a tough. It's a 57. And no, he will not. Buhner will get himself a base hit. It's a soft blooper into right field. The runner on first advances 2 bases. Amaral will hold at third. Buhner goes to first. Hazelman scores, and we got a tie game. It's tied at 2. So runners at first and third now, as Amaral finds himself at third base. Buhner on at first. And 2 outs. And the batter is Edgar Martinez. Martinez, however, is 0 for 2. He's flown out and struck out. And now tied at 2 as Mariners fans here at the Kingdome enjoying this now. Here's the pitch to Martinez. And that is a 9 from Sanders. That's a tough. It's a 46. And Martinez is going to belt this one. This is going to be a single for Martinez. It's a sharp liner that drops in front of the left fielder. Jay Buhner advances to second. Amaral will score. Buhner with a run rating of 7. Amaral does score on the play. It's now 3-2. Buhner. Question is, does he try for third? Let's see. Does he try for third? His run rating's a 7. It's a 9. Nah. Buhner will hold. Buhner will hold at second and keep it there, but it's now 3-2 Mariners as Martinez gets himself an RBI. And suddenly Scott Sanders is the one falling apart a bit. Now a 3-2 game here in the bottom of the 5th. The batter for the Mariners is Mike Blowers. Blowers walked and struck out his last time up. Still 2 outs here in the 5th inning. Scott Sanders trying to get out of this inning, but having some trouble. Here's the pitch. That's a 12. It's in the wheelhouse. 92, but that won't matter. It's hit. It's grounded to shortstop. That'll be picked up. That'll be picked up by Shipley. He's got it. Throws to second covering, and the inning is over. But the fans here give Seattle a little bit of a nice hand as they score 2 runs in the inning. He grounds out to short. So 2 runs on 3 hits and an error. So 5 are in the books. It's now Mariners 3, Padres 2. We'll go to the top of the 6th. And yes, you're right. Indians fans do have to thank the Mariners for drafting A-Rod and making Omar Vizquel disposable. Absolutely. And I still say Omar Vizquel Omar Vizquel does not get any love. I think he was a great player. I think Omar Vizquel was a great player. Played for the Mets, won a World Series with the Yankees in 2000. You know what? Omar Vizquel was a great player. A lot of people say he wasn't. I think he was a great player. Hall of Famer, no. But Hall of the Very Good, yes. I'll put him in there. Top of the 6th inning, Padres. Roger Salkeld gets back out for Seattle. And leading off for San Diego will be Brian Johnson. Johnson doubled and flew out. Here's the pitch from Salkeld, and that's a foul ball. Strike 1 as that did not get into the tower. Fouled away. No balls and a strike. That's an 8. That's a tough. That's a 38, and Johnson goes down on strikes. Swing and a miss. After giving up 2 runs quickly in the 1st inning, Roger Salkeld has pitched a gem. That's 1 out. And that will bring up Luis Lopez. Lopez batting .263, 2 home runs with right-handed pitchers in 94 for the Padres. For those of you, like I said, I'll always post a schedule for the games I'm planning to do for the week, usually on Monday, as long as I'm not working, of course. So always check Payoff Pitch, the Payoff Pitch Facebook group and Tabletop Baseball group, and you'll always, because I share it there as well, so you'll see the schedule I'm going to run for the week. Here's the pitch to Lopez, and that is a 3 off of Salkeld. That's a defense, 92. It won't matter. That one is hit to left field. And it's going to be Amaral who's going to get under it. 92. There's no way he misses that one. He gets it, makes the catch, 2 outs. As pretty much anything above a 66 on defense is an out in the Kingdome. 2 men down. Here's Cianfrocco. Frocco got a single his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch from Salkeld. That's a 4. That's a patient 31. And that one is going to, he popped it up into the infield. Calling for it is Blowers. He's going to get near the pitcher. He will make the catch. And the side is retired. Another 1-2-3 inning for Roger Salkeld, who has been outstanding since the first. He allowed 2 runs in the first inning. Since then, 4 hits and struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And struck out 9. So nothing across for the Padres. We go to the bottom half of inning number 6. Still 3-2 Seattle. Sanders will stay out there. His fatigue rating is a 7. Keith Mitchell will lead it off for the Mariners. Mitchell is 0 for 1, but he's reached base twice. He walked and grounded to a fielder's choice. So here's the pitch from Sanders. Let's see what we get here. That's a 7. That's a patient 0-6, and Mitchell will draw the walk. Ball 4. Second time Mitchell's walked. And third time he's been on base, and here's Fermin. Fermin hit a double and grounded out. There is action going on in the San Diego bullpen, as well as the Seattle bullpen. They'd like to see if Salkeld could go one more inning. Here's the pitch to Fermin. That's a 5. That's a tough. It's an 83. And that one is a ground ball to shortstop. Fermin's double play rating's an 8. Sanders is a 6. It's a 5. So shortstop to second to first. Double play. He's out of there. You're out. So an easy 6-4-3 there. As Fermin goes to the grounds in the double play. 2 outs for Bill Haselman. Haselman got on base via an error and stole a base. Something he only did once. So 2 outs now for Haselman. Sanders trying to get through this inning of 6th inning here. Here's the pitch. And this is a 5. That's a tough. It's an 82. He will. This is also grounded to short. Coming up with it is Shipley. He will throw to first, and that's the final out of the inning. So Sanders faces the minimum batters, even though he allowed a base runner. Nothing across. 6 in the books. Still Mariners 3, Padres 2. We go to the top of the 7th inning. And usually, of course, after the middle of 7th inning, I take a quick 7th inning stretch. Let's do a little shuffle here. For those of you who are watching who decide to watch Payoff Pitch for the first time, this is an excellent game system. It flows very well. It's very fair. As far as accuracy, I think this is accurate as any baseball game out there, whether you play APA, Stratomatic, Inside Pitch, Fall Classic, any other baseball game that's out there, Payoff Pitch. It's an excellent baseball game. Check it out. SidelineStrategies.com. It's an excellent baseball game. It's very smooth moving, not much chart use, especially if you use the fast action deck. Okay. Joe Bryant puts out players for every player for every team. Okay, if you order the French players, you get it. He has everything. His prices are right on the money. Okay, it's not as expensive as some other places. So for those of you who are watching this video and checking out Payoff Pitch Baseball, please take a look at the website and give it a shot. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. He just released the 1921 season, which should be shipping in a day or two, and now he's working on the 1986 season, which, of course, for people that I'm a Met fan, that's a season I can't wait to do. Top of the 7th inning, it's Mariners 3, Padres 2. Leading off for San Diego will be the top of the order in Craig Shipley. This will probably be Salkeld's last inning. He's on a short leash, though, even though he's pitched beautifully. Shipley has struck out twice and flew out. Here's the pitch. And this is a 9 from Salkeld. That's a tough. It's a 33. And Shipley, this one he's going to belt. He belts this one into left center field. Coming over to get it is going to be Amaral. It gets to the wall. He's going to throw that into third. Shipley's going to go into second base with a double. A leadoff double for the Padres, as they finally solve Roger Salkeld a little bit since the first. Tying run on second, and here's Tim Hires. Hires has walked twice and struck out. As I said, there is action in the Seattle bullpen. So they're going to leave Salkeld out to pitch. He has not reached fatigue level yet. If he allows a run, he will have. Sanders has done. He will be replaced in the next inning. And because I'm being sure about that, since I know Sanders got to come out, cover him up. Here's the pitch to Hires. That's a 5. That's a patient. It's a 67, and that one's a fly ball to center field. Jr. is going to get under that one. He will make the catch, 1 out. And that will bring up this guy, Tony Gwynn. Best Padre in history. Prove me wrong. I've been saying it the whole game. Best Padre in history. If Ernie Banks is Mr. Cub, and Ted Williams, of course, is the big guy for the Red Sox, of course, and Babe Ruth is the Yankees, Tony Gwynn is the Padres. That's it. Nobody beats him. He is San Diego Padre baseball. He was batting 3. Trevor Hoffman, honorable mention, but nowhere near Tony Gwynn. Nowhere near Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn was batting 394 when this season was canceled. He had a good shot to make 400, and I think he might have done it. The 94 season was a very offensive season. Shipley on at second. Here's the pitch to Gwynn. Gwynn, however, does have a base hit. He's 1 for 3 in the game. And that is a 4. That's going to be a patient, a 98, and that is going to be a fly ball to right. He got under it. Buhner will get under it and make the catch, 2 down. Salkeld doing pretty well. And not to say anything bad about Trevor Hoffman. One thing I like what the Hall of Fame did. You better put Trevor Hoffman in before you put in Mariano Rivera. That's for sure. Trevor Hoffman goes in before Mariano did, and they did the right thing. You better put in Trevor Hoffman in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely. Bruce Sutter invented the save statistic. Lee Smith and Dennis Eckersley enhanced it. Trevor Hoffman made it what it was, and then Mariano Rivera was the ultimate save artist. Phil Plantier will now bat for San Diego with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Shipley still on at second base. So Salkeld trying to get out of this. Here's the pitch. That is a 5. That's a patient, and that is a walk. That's going to be the 3rd walk given up by Salkeld. And now runners at first and second for Ricky Gutierrez. Do I think you know what? Do I think Tatis Jr. can get to the Gwynn level? Long way to go, but I like the kid. He's got the potential to do it. He's got to stay clean, stay healthy, stay unhurt. Do I think Tatis Jr. can do it? Yes. I think he's a stud. I do think he can. But he's got a tough road ahead of him to get to Gwynn level. Baseball, of course, here in 2020, much different than baseball was in the late 80s and the 90s. Much different game now. But Tatis Jr., can he get there? I agree with you, Tribe. He can. Runners at first and second, 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Salkeld trying to get out of the jam. Here's the pitch to Gutierrez. Does he do it? It's an 11. It's a ballpark. It's 57, and it's in play. It's a 74, and yes, he will. Fly ball, center field. Griffey calling for it. Makes the catch, side retired. And the fans here in Seattle are loving it. No runs and a hit. No errors. Wow. Roger Salkeld. 7.17 ERA, and he's doing the job. Well, go ahead and take me out to the ball game for a little bit there, because it's time to the 7th inning stretch. We'll be right back. Mariners 3, Padres 2. Welcome you back here to the Seattle Kingdom, bottom half of the 7th inning here, where the Mariners have a 3-2 lead on the Padres in this 1994 preseason game. Now pitching for San Diego will be Donnie Elliott. No wins, a loss, a 3.27 ERA in 1994. As he will come into pitch, Salkeld, they're probably going to take him out for the 8th inning. So I'm going to close his card there so I know I got to replace him. But at the top of the order, though, for the Mariners, it'll be Rich Amaral. Rich Amaral not having a pretty good game. 2 for 3, a single and a double, and grounded out. So far, Padres got out to a 2-0 lead, but Seattle came right back and now has a 1-run lead. So let's see what Donnie Elliott has for San Diego. Here's the pitch to Amaral. He's a right-hander. And that's a patient. That's a 24, and Amaral is going to draw the leadoff walk. So a base on balls for Amaral, and he's reached base 3 times, 3 out of 4 times. And that will bring up, yes, Luis Ruby Soho, as Tribe Fan likes to say. Soho is 1 for 3, singled, struck out, and got on base of an error. 2 errors so far on the Padres in this game. Amaral not running. And here's the pitch to Soho. And that's a 10. That's a patient. That's an 85. And that one's grounded to short. Let's see. Soho's double play rating's a 5. Elliott is a 10. It's a 9. The only play is to second. Amaral is out. Soho is at first. Fielder's choice. 1 out. So Soho is on at first base. The steal rating's a 4. He's not going to run. And with 1 out, the batter will be Jr. Soho holds at first base. Here's the pitch from Ken Griffey. Or pitch to Ken Griffey Jr. With 1 out. Here's the pitch. It's a 9. That's a tough. It's a 34. And Griffey strikes out. He's had a rough game. I want to showcase Ken Griffey, and he's had it rough. He is 0 for 4 now with 3 strikeouts, and he flew out. 2 down. Rough game for Griffey. And that will bring up Jay Buhner. 2 outs now. Buhner is 0 for 2, grounded out twice and walked. Destination unknown. That's true, Tribe. Soho still at first. And here's the pitch to Buhner. That's a 6. That's a patient. A 28. And Buhner's going to draw another walk. So Donnie Elliott will give up his second base on balls for the inning. It moves Sojo to second. Second walk. Oh, those bases on balls. And that will bring up Edgar Martinez. 2 outs. But now runners at first and second. The Mariners got a good chance to try to get a run in. And Martinez now trying to see if he can get it in. So let's see what Donnie Elliott does here. Here's the pitch from Elliott. That's an 8. That's a patient. 69. And that's a ground ball to second base. They're going to get out of the inning. Lopez has it. He tags the bag himself and retires the side. So the side is retired. And it's 7 in the books. We'll go to the top of the 8th inning. Still Mariners 3, Padres 2. My phone act, and we're going to take a quick commercial break. I will be right back. The only problem with streaming, sometimes you get a little interrupted. So we go to the top of the 8th inning. Still 3-2 Mariners. The Mariners will bring up a new pitcher themselves here. Now let's see what they got. And they're going to bring up Jeff Nelson. Jeff Nelson will pitch for the Mariners now. No wins, no losses, 2.76 ERA. He pitched 42 innings in 94. So Salkeld can only get the win. And now they'll bring in Nelson to pitch in the 8th inning. Still getting the closer warmed up. It will be Derek Bell leading off, though, for San Diego here in the 8th inning. Derek Bell, he has walked and grounded out twice. He's 0 for 2. Remember the great sports. How you doing, my good man? I know. I usually tell people when I'm going to stream, but I thought for these exhibition games, we're just doing in the afternoon. The regular season games that I'll probably try to do at night. Here's the pitch to Bell from Nelson. That's a 3. That's a ballpark 75. That's going to be in play, and it's going to be a rare play. It's going to be an 0-0 on a rare play. So that means it's a rare play is what that is. So we go to the rare play chart, and it's a 9, and it's a hit by pitch. Brawl erupts. All future hit by pitch in this game results in pitchers being ejected. So Derek Bell is hit by the pitch. He'll go to first. They'll clear the bases, say, okay, people, get back to your corners. And Bell is on at first on a hit by pitch. And I don't know why a brawl erupts, because you don't want to hit the batter and put the tying run on base anyway. So Derek Bell on at first base, and and with a 6 of a steal rating and a 6, he's going to try to steal. So I'm trying to do auto steal. So it's a 6. He's a B. Going to try to steal on Hazelman. His arm is a 4, so it's a B4. It's a B4, which makes him excellent. So there goes Derek Bell. He'll try to steal second, and he does. It's a stolen base plus E2. So is there a throwing error now on Hazelman? And his error is a 1. So he usually does. So I got to pick another card. It's a 76. He does not commit the error. Wow. A 1 to 72, and he draws a 76. Boy, he gets out of that one. But he gets the stolen base, so Derek Bell is safe at second as he almost threw it into the outfield. So a stolen base for Bell, and that will bring up Brian Johnson. Still nobody out here in the top of the 8th inning. 3-2 Mariners. So Jeff Nelson comes out, hits the batter. Now Johnson up. Johnson is 1 for 3. He doubled in the second. Here's the pitch. That's a 6. That's a patient 73. That one's a fly ball to center field. Junior will get under this one. He'll make the play. 1 out. And here's Luis Lopez. 1 man out. Lopez now at plate. He is 0 for 3. Struck out twice and flew out. No problem there. Remember the greats. Good to see. As I said, you go ahead and do what you got to do. If you're just listening to me, that's awesome. Bell on at second base. And now Jeff Nelson pitching. Let's see what he throws him. That's a 9. That's a tough. That's an 0-9. That is a swing and a miss. Strikeout. 2 down. Big strikeout by Nelson. Since the first inning, Seattle pitching has been bend but don't break. And here's Archie Cianfrocco with 2 outs. And Cianfrocco is 1 for 3. Oh, and I got to take a quick commercial break, so give me a moment. Hello? Hey, what's up? Hello? 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 Yeah. What's going on? Okay, not too bad. What do you need from me? No problem. You have my authorization. Yeah. No problem, sweetie. Okay. Bye-bye. Hey, Keisha. Just need something real quick. Okay, we're back from commercial break. Just had to take care of something real fast. That's the thing about, as I said, Archie sounds like a mobster name, like the dude will break it. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? Cianfrocco? He does, doesn't he? So Cianfrocco will bat here. 2 outs. Derek Bell on at second. Tying run second base. Jeff Nelson trying to get through the inning for the Mariners. Here's the pitch. It's a 9. It's a tough. It's a 21. Struck him out. And the fans here at the Kingdome love it. They get out of the inning. You got to remember, people, the Mariners had like 47. Well, give me a second here. Now let's see here. Let's see. Had no runs, no hits, no runs, and no hits there on a hit by pitch. So no runs, no hits, a hit by pitch. That's it. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Mariners 3, Padres 2. And like I said, you got to remember, you got to realize that the Mariners in 1994 had a 49-63 record, and the Padres were 47-70. These two teams were not making the playoffs. But we might see a couple of, maybe 1 or 2 games in the regular season when I get there. Bottom of the 8th inning, leading off for Seattle will be Mike Blowers. Blowers is walked, struck out, and grounded out. But I want to see something here because I was wondering what to do here. What position does he play? Shortstop. He'll bat. So Mike Blowers will come up to bat. Donnie Elliott still on the mound for San Diego. This will be his 2nd inning of work. Here's the pitch. This is a 6. It's a patient. It's a 13, and that's a walk. So you walk the leadoff batter for Seattle, put a man on. And that brings up the designated hitter, Keith Mitchell. Mitchell, the DH, he's reached base all 3 times, 2 walks and a fielder's choice. Flowers a steal rating of 3, rolled a 4, so he will not get up there. So here's the pitch. So here's the pitch to Mitchell. That's a 6. That's a patient. It's a 66. And that one is grounded to second base. Let's see. Double play rating of 6. Donnie's double play 10. It's a 6. He tosses it to short for 1. Back to first for 2. Another double play. So Blowers is erased, and there are 2 outs. Felix Fermin is scheduled to bat, but we're going to see a pinch hitter for Fermin. And you might be wondering why. Because this guy is coming up to bat. 19 years old. He batted .216 against right-handers. Let me introduce you to another guy that I think won't do anything in the majors. His name is Alex Rodriguez. Pinch hitter is Alex Rodriguez. He will pinch hit in this game, replacing Fermin. And I'm just putting him in there just to get him in the game. He will take over at shortstop to finish the game out. So here's A-Rod, 19 years old. Before everything, is he a Hall of Famer? Well, we know he's got the Hall of Fame stats, but the PEDs, another baseball player that I loved watching in the 90s and the 2000s, like I did with Roger Clemens in the 80s and Sammy Sosa in the 90s and the McGuires and the Palmeiros, who will not get in the Hall of Fame. I'm just aggravated with the PED, with the steroids. Aggravated. So here's Alex Rodriguez, and people at Seattle are saying, who? Who's this guy? He's never going to amount to anything. 2 outs, and the pitch to A-Rod. It's a 7. It's a tough, and it is a strikeout. Welcome to the big leagues, A-Rod. He strikes out. And the side is retired. The A-Rod will take over at shortstop. 8 innings in the books. It is Mariners 3, Padres 2. We go to the top of the 9th. And the Padres will go to their closer. And that year was Bobby Ayala. So Nelson gets credit for a hold. Salkeld can only get the win. And Ayala will come in to close the game out. That's also it for Elliott. He's done for the game, because he'll be replaced. If this gets to the bottom of the 9th inning, Elliott will have to be replaced. Bobby Ayala, 4 wins, 3 losses, 2.86 ERA, 18 saves. Ayala coming in to close it for the Seattle Mariners, 3-2. But he'll have to do it from the top of the order with Craig Shipley. Shipley 1 for 4 with a double. He doubled his last time up. Fans here in Seattle would like to see a nice preseason win before the season restarts tomorrow. Here's the pitch. It's an 11. It's a defense, 38. Let's see what it is. It's a range play back to Ayala, and his fielding rating is a D1. It's a range, it's a D. He will not get there. That's just going to go into the end. That's going to go for a base hit. That's going to be a single. Shipley will hold it first. Ayala couldn't make the play. His range is a D. It was a 38, and he did not get there. Right up the middle. So the tying run is already on a base hit. Here we go. And the batter is Tim Hires. Hires is 0 for 2, walked twice, flew out, and struck out. Shipley not running. Here's the pitch to Hires. That's a 7. That's a tough. It's an 83. And that's a ground ball to second base. Hires, double play ratings of 5. Ayala's DP is a 9. It's a 7. The play goes to second, and that's all they'll get. Fielder's choice. Hires at first. Shipley is out. 1 down. Hires on a steal rating of a 4. He will not run. It was a 7. He'll stay right where he's at. 1 out. And the batter is that guy, Tony Gwynn. Gwynn, kind of like Griffey, has been quiet, although Gwynn is 1 for 4. He's flown out 3 times in single. Griffey, however, is 0 for 4. So the players I wanted to showcase today haven't really done much. It's been a pitcher's duel between these two teams. Tony Gwynn at the plate, though. We know what he can do. 1 out. Tying run at first. Here's the pitch from Ayala. It's a 10. It's a patient. It's a 98, and that's a fly ball to right field. Buhner will get under this one. He will make the catch. 2 outs. Gwynn has flown out to right 3 straight times. And a fly out to center. Wow. 2 men down. The last chance for San Diego will be Phil Plantier. Plantier doubled his first time up, but then struck out, flew out, and then walked. Bobby Ayala gets the sign from Haselman. Hires on it first. 2 outs. Top of the 9th. Mariners 3. Padres 2. Here's the windup. Here's on the way. It's a 6. It's a tough. It's a 22. And he doesn't swing at it. It's a called strike 3, and that's the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, and that is all. San Diego did all their scoring in the first inning, and since then, Salkeld and the Seattle bullpen did the job and shut the Padres down. So let me go ahead and give you guys a final recap before I leave you. 2, 3. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. They had 2 errors. And 1, 2, 3, 6. No errors. So for the Seattle Mariners, it's 3 runs on 6 hits. No errors. For the Padres, 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. Roger Salkeld gets the win. Scott Sanders takes the loss. Nelson gets a hold, and Ayala gets the save. And that's it here from the Seattle Kingdom. For those of you who joined me, I want to thank you very much. For those of you who are just watching this on a replay, thank you for watching as well. As I said, tomorrow will be the reopening day for the 1994 season restart. It will be the Houston Astros versus the Atlanta Braves. And I believe for that matchup, I think I have Glavin going. I think I have Glavin going tomorrow. I think you'll have to check. You'll have to check it. So I don't remember exactly, but you'll have to check it. Anyone, as I said, anyone who wants to check the schedule that I'll be doing, go to Payoff Pitch, the Payoff Pitch Sports Facebook page and Tabletop Sports. Check it out. I'll be posting it there. Again, thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you had a good time. I hope I killed an hour and 37 minutes. And everybody out there, stay healthy, stay safe, and let's all get through this together. Once again, final score here, Seattle Mariners 3, San Diego Padres 2. See you tomorrow night from Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium. Good night, everybody.